and I'd like to introduce Laila Yaghi. Laila Yaghi was born in Montana to an American mother and a Palestinian-American father. She grew up partly in the U.S. and partly in Amman, Jordan. She returned to the U.S. when she was 18. She has a bachelor's degree in applied science and a minor in business from Campbell University. She has two sons, Khalid, 35, and Ziad, who's 30. Her son Ziad is currently serving a 31-year sentence. He committed no violence, but was convicted of, quote, conspiring to provide material support to an unknown terrorist organization at an unknown time in an unspecified place. And with that, please join me in welcoming Laila Yaghi.
I'm just going to talk a little bit about my son and then I'm going to read a poem. So it started with my son wanted to go to learn some Arabic, and he wanted to see, his grandfather and his paternal grandfather and paternal grandmother in Jordan. So he went to visit there, and that's how everything started. They said that he went over there to commit an act of violence, jihad, and he went with his friend who's Egyptian, and they probably stayed, the first time he went by himself, and the next day he went with his friend, and they probably just stayed 1 week in Jordan, and then they went to Egypt, and they probably stayed 3 weeks in Egypt, and they had a lot of fun. They were at the beach and all that stuff, and also my son was trying to get married as well. So they came up with this long story, the FBI concocted the story that my son went overseas to commit an act of jihad, and that the word marriage is a code word for jihad as well as the beach. And then after he came back, about 2 years after him coming back, they arrested him with a group of people and said that they were conspiring to commit an act of violence somewhere in some country overseas, and they couldn't even name the country or the organization, that they supposedly belonged to. We thought that we were going to win the trial because there was no evidence against my son. So they were so good, that trial they started talking about things that are happening in Palestine that had nothing to do with my son, and they're bringing people that were cutting off other people's head, and people wearing black and covering their faces and all that stuff. And they kept showing that to the jury over and over again, and they scared the jury at the beginning. And, I was really upset with the jury and thinking how ignorant they are and how could they just convict innocent people. But then when I thought about it later on, I said, well, they really scared the jury into thinking that these defendants are guilty, and that's why they convicted them. And they sentenced my son to 31 years, 5 years actually, and they fined him $8,000. So now even when we send money, they take from that money that we send him. Anyhow, I don't think I'm that good at talking, so I said, I wrote a poem, and I said, I'll read the poem, and end it with that. For a long time, our laughter has not been from the bottom of our hearts. Our smiles are curved upside down, with eyes twinkling with tears about to drop. Our hearts are filled with wishes and hope that soon our loved ones will be home. Here we are to solicit some love, to vibrate our dying hearts, to mechanically pretend we are humans when we died, when they took our sons. We see a spider web, pretend it is a sign from God to ease our pain. There we go again. We throw our hands in the air We catch on to one glimpse of hope. We pretend to be strong. We wake up at dawn, thinking of you, our beloved fathers, brothers, and sons. To me, we are all one. When our tears flow into the ocean, when the sun turns crimson from the dehydrated tears and the aching hearts, when the clouds cover our bodies like a blanket thrown on a couch, when no one knows how deep the pain is, we grab onto you. When our creatures are sleeping, not a sound except the breath of our sadness, glaring eyes peek through the darkness, trying to figure out how has this begun, when will it end? Then the sun decides to rise, taking its sweet time, inching little by little, as if to tease us. We lay waiting for your return on a bed that has gotten to know us, turning and tossing, fighting with our blankets, sweating pain out of every inch of our bodies. Then the day goes by with no meaning. The sun goes down like a yellow plate, and the night comes again, bringing pain with no medicine, and the bodies lie with eyes staring again through the darkness, as if the darkness will bring sweet dreams, will return the missing, will unfold and bring happiness. Somehow, someday soon, God's mercy will descend on us, and they will all come marching through the door. Our smiles will be curved upwards, and our hearts will learn to live somehow, someday soon.